darling? What's wrong? Why are you crying?
So mom, you remember the times when I had problems in my childhood and then I used to come and talk to them about you and you always had the solution because you always had that experience related to that and like you would just give me the tips and my life was so easy at that time. I didn't have to figure it out all on my own and it just was so easy. I just really wish that there was someone like you over here, like in my professional life, to help me out. No, so what actually happened is that that I started my own interior design business, right? About 3 months back, and everything was so fine, so good. I was like so happy, but then all of a sudden, I don't know, I took certain bad decisions, and now I am in such a bad financial debt. I'm just going to go bankrupt, mom. I'm so depressed. I don't know what to do, mom. Mom, I wish there was someone like you. We love our mom, but the issue is our moms can't be everywhere. But the good news is we all have a second mom. But most of us are not aware of it. Well, Jenny found her second mom. I bet you wanna see. Hello? May I talk to Mr. Davis? Yeah, the career coach. I had an appointment with him. Yeah, Dr. Davis. Yeah, I'm ready. I know, Dr. Davis, that initially I was very hesitant to ask for help. But the good thing is that now I know that when anyone seeks for help, a coach is always there. And thank you so much, because your perspectives, your insights have actually helped me save a lot of time, mistakes as well as effort. So thank you. So because of the depression she was suffering, she initially decided to visit a mental health coach. With a better mental attitude and a positive aspect in life, she decided to move on to the spiritual coach who actually made her believe that she is capable of doing anything. Now, having a better mindset, she decided to move forward to the accountability coach who actually made her realize that she needs to first accept the outcomes of all the actions in her life. Moving on to the confidence coach, she started getting more confidence in being in her own shoes rather than feeling inferior due to the other competitors in the same level. Now, she, feeling quite better, went to the personal empowerment coach who gave her a more inspiration and motivation to feel empowered and capable. As soon as she started feeling better about herself and she had this better mindset, she decided to get into starting her own business again. But this time, she made a very good decision of first consulting a business coach. As a result of which, slowly, as her business started to develop over time, there were certain issues that she started facing in her career, and as a result of which, she thought that probably it was better if she made a diversion in her main core product. For that, she visited a career coach who actually gave her strategic plannings in order to divert from one particular specialization to something else. Now, the issue that came up next was that slowly Linda had started to have kind of issues with her colleagues, and it was actually affecting her personal professional life balance, and as a result of which she needed to visit a relationship coach. Having this particular aspect of life sorted, she finally decided to visit the leadership coach. Why? Because as soon as she started rising in her career towards the top management, she had to actually have one of the most important skills, that is management. By being a leader, she should be the one that the others will be following. So leadership undoubtedly is a skill that everyone needs to follow. So next, as she started having better leadership qualities, she decided to start visiting a strategy coach in order to grow and influence her business to a better sustainable approach and come up with new ideas that could actually like blow her up in the market. Alongside, she hired an executive coach, like like we have accountants and lawyers for the businesses. Similarly, she hired a permanent executive coach who actually gave her the ideas about how to manage being an executive, how to cope up with the responsibilities of an executive, and all such kind of scenarios. But the issue over here that started with again was, as soon as she started having more responsibilities on her shoulder, she started stressing out. Her health started to deteriorate, and she was starting to feel quite sick and not, energized enough to take care of all the responsibilities. And finally, the cycle of life made her come back to the health and wellness coach. He gave her ideas about how to relieve stress, how to manage her current scenarios, how to take care of her own self alongside taking responsibilities, and overall, this entire model helped her in overcoming 15 of the different issues. And as a result of which, finally, she was able to overcome not only her current difficulties that she was facing at the initial point of time, but over time became a part of her life. And whenever she was facing any one of the 15 issues, she would immediately go back to the coach and get it sorted out. So now cheer up, people. You know which category your issue is. You know that you can lean on to someone during these difficult times to help you sort out your problems. I mean, how much better could today get? By now, we have realized that coaches are all about insights and perspectives. So that makes me take on the responsibility of actually giving you some more in-depth insights about these coaches of the different aspects of life. So let's just pick one coach from each of these 5 aspects and get into depth as to how they function. Beginning with, let's go for the mental health coach. Mental health coaches are not therapists. No, they will not treat your complex clinical conditions. They are there to help you handle your stress, to manage your emotions, to think positively, and to develop a better mindset. Another important thing is that they are not going to give you an umbrella opinion, like the general opinion that comes in the market as to how to handle stress or how to handle this, how to handle that. No, they are going to give you a one-to-one consultation, understand your needs specifically, and give you customized, tailor-made approaches and insights, perspectives from their own experiences, from the ones they know, in order to actually motivate you and develop you in the real world scenario. Now, you may ask me, but if I feel that I am having a mental health problem, why not I directly visit a therapist? The thing is that psychotherapy can only elevate your moods and keep them in check or control through medicines. But it can never change your thinking process. You need someone to actually understand your view in life, your background, how you're brought up, and your thinking process, so that they can bring in their inputs along with your experiences and combine to give you a better approach and outlook towards life. Moving on to this next domain, let's talk about the confidence coach. So first and foremost, let me tell you, you need not to be born with confidence in order to build better confidence. This is a total myth. Confidence is not a genetic quality. So what the confidence coaches do is that they actually break your confidence hypocrisy. We all think that probably confidence is all about coming out of the box, coming out of our comfort zone. But confidence is more about setting a goal, having aspirations, and being confident about achieving them when you're unsure about such things in life. Now you may ask me, what if I am not an extrovert? Can I still be confident? Can I still take the help of a confidence coach? The answer is absolutely yes. First and foremost, who told you that only extroverts are confident? There can be a confident introvert, whereas an underconfident extrovert as well. So basically, what what confidence is all about is that you need to understand that you need to be happy in your own shoes. You need to set your goals, your dreams, and work towards them. You need to be happy about the process you are doing them. You need to be satisfied and content with what you are having. Coming to the third category, let's talk about business coaches. So first and foremost, it's totally wrong to be thinking that the business coaches will be doing the work for you. No, they are not joining or helping you as a business developer job description for your own company. No. What they're going to do is they are going to take you up to that position where you are capable of growing and developing your own business and do all the work for your business on your own. The second thing, business coaches cannot be a quick band-aid to your business problems. It takes time to understand and grow parallel to your business, understand your business and understand your mindset about how you are operating your business in order to give strategies and give ideas about better growth and development to you in order for you to handle your own business. So it cannot be a quick fix. Now the question that may arise is that how do you understand that who is the right business coach for you? Let me break a myth over here first. It is utterly not important that the business coach you choose needs to be having experience in the same industry as the industry of your own business. No. What matters when you are learning about how to handle a business is that the person has sufficient amount of experience, knowledge, practical exposure and connections in order to understand how the current trends are operating in the market, how in a particular business scenario you'll be taking your own decisions, and they only then they will be able to guide you or give you that perspective or outlook as to what would they have done if they were in that situation. And similarly you can relate to it and you can be feeling that since you are just like this, you can actually take a decision in this way in the similar situation. So that's about it. So in short, you need to choose a business coach based on their experience, achievements and exposure. Talking of the fourth category, let's take the sin of a career coach. Let's rewind back to Jenny's situation because she had hired a career coach that had changed her life. So actually what happened in her case was that she had this interior design business which worked well enough for 3 months and then it went bankrupt. So when she consulted a career coach, he personally consulted her on a one-to-one basis in order to understand her personal interests and her life goals. And he found out that she wanted to make designer jewelry and later on own her own designer brand. So the career coach helped her in her entire career transition journey by giving her strategic ideas about how to convert that passion of hers into money making. So one such strategy was that he gave her was that Jenny should actually firstly join a famous designer company, a jewelry company, as their creative artist, and she should learn the skills, learn the market trends, learn the market values, and establish herself as an important and dominant person in that industry. Once she has that influence, it will be easier for her to grow into or step up into her own business. Coming to the last and the final category, let's talk about the leadership coach. So the first big misconception is that we need leadership coaches only when we are at the top management in a particular company. But leadership is not about just being at the top management. Leadership skills are needed in your practical day-to-day life as well. When you need to complete or give delivery of a particular task anywhere, anytime, you need to take full accountability or full responsibility of that particular task and also be accountable for the reactions to it. And in order to be very strong enough to accept entirely all of this, you need to have very good leadership skills. So you may consult a leadership coach at any point of your time for just your personality development as well. Coming to the next bigger misconception is that many of us think that probably leadership coaching is an educational approach. But to be very frank, leadership cannot be spoon-fed. It cannot be taught to you. You need to have that zeal to stand up and do something, lead something. So for the leadership approach, the leadership coaches will more take a stand on the communication. They will discuss with you, they'll debate with you, they'll talk with you, they'll know about you, about how you handle situations. They'll tell you about their own particular experiences and how they did in different situations, how they led, and how did they handle when some things went wrong, etc, etc, etc. So it's more about communication approach, not an educational approach. Now, the bigger question is, you might ask, or you might be like confused, that what if you are already a successful leader? Why do you still need a leadership coach? The thing is that, first let me compliment you on this fact of life, that you are always going to be more worthy than what you are capable of doing now. But the problem over here is that one in one's particular lifetime is not actually able to know totally about themselves and each and every bit of their strength and weakness. There might be certain hidden potential talents in you that when you consult a leadership coach during your conversations, he finds out and he points out to you, gives you new perspectives and insights, and then you realize that you can actually handle this situation with more amount of flexibility and could have approached it in a different manner that could have saved your time, cost, and mistakes. So now that you're having an idea about how great your life is just going to be, why don't you just sit back, relax, and plan your next development with the help of some of the coaches?